Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We have breaking news tonight that came into our newsroom just minutes ago. Fargo police are responding to the Casey's gas station off of 10th Street North on a report of a stabbing. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley is live at the scene, and she joins us now with more. Bailey, what do you know?
Andrew, the call came in just after 4:30 this evening for a report of a man stabbed in the arm. Now, we haven't been able to get that confirmed, but as you can see and hear, this is still a very active scene here on 10th Street North and 3rd Avenue North, right here in the parking lot of the Casey's gas station. Now, we haven't been able to get anything confirmed yet, but the ambulance did just leave here about 10 minutes ago. Still not sure if anybody was in there or if there's anybody in custody at this time. We're working to bring you more information. Stay here for the latest updates. For now, reporting live in North Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, Bailey, thank you so much for that live report. We're learning new information surrounding the gruesome death of a 64-year-old man in North Fargo. Newly released documents state 43-year-old Daryl Peterson and 64-year-old Dwayne Darling got into a fight before the attack. Peterson told police that Darling hit him in the head with a shovel. According to court records, police found blood on the wall leading to the apartment and blood on the door. Police say a neighbor called police when they heard Darling calling for help. When the neighbor opened the door, Darling was covered in blood on the floor. Records also state that police were tipped off to Peterson's location. Peterson was charged last week with 1 count of felony intentional murder. Authorities in Kitson County are asking for your help finding a man still on probation for sexual misconduct of a minor. Police say 28-year-old Travis Stromgren was last seen in Carlstadt on October 15th. Stromgren is listed on the Minnesota Department of Corrections website as a wanted fugitive as of August 22nd. He's been convicted of criminal sexual conduct charges for sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl on a 16-year-old on a gravel road in 2011. It's unknown if he is a threat to the public. We haven't had a lot to worry about so far today, but what about this evening? Here's Hutch with your No-Wait weather planner. Hutch?
Well, gorgeous looking setting sun there. Here in the valley, we have warmed up significantly over where we were 24 hours ago. Those winds helping to bolster temperatures some 20 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Those winds out of the south, 15 to 25 miles per hour this evening, so that's our main concern. Hold on to your hats out there. It's going to be breezy. Temperatures are coolest up north, where we did get to the low 30s today as we melted away some of your fresh snow. Fargo's forecast, temperatures will slowly slip into the 30s for most of the evening. Just a few high clouds out there, and look at those winds all evening long, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Likewise, melting a little bit of snow in Grand Forks, but we'll dip into the upper 20s in the Northern Valley with that snow on the ground. The weekend, hey, it's looking pretty nice. I'll have all the details in your hour-by-hour forecast, Andrea, here in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Hutch. A North Dakota man who had his SUV stolen and used for a joyride wants someone to pay for thousands of dollars worth of damages. Last week, the Moorhead Police Department arrested Devin Ludwig, and he's been charged with several felonies and misdemeanors. Police say Ludwig led them on a chase near Minnesota State University, Moorhead, and say he stole Brian Gonzalez's vehicle from a Moorhead auto repair shop. Gonzalez says he was never notified by the shop that his vehicle was missing, adding 8,000 miles were racked up on his SUV. We'll have an exclusive interview with Gonzalez on Valley News Live at 6. It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 29-year-old Nicholas Hinchberger is wanted for theft, which is a felony. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. Traffic was slow today as the city worked on the stoplights on 45th Street South and 17th Avenue South. Fargo police say there were 2 car crashes while the lights were being worked on, but no one was hurt. Police remind you when stoplights are flashing red, the intersections are to be treated as a 4-way stop. They also say most of the time officers cannot direct traffic at incidents like that, as officer safety is too great of a risk. Several workers at a Fargo plant may be looking for a new job by the end of the year. The Case New Holland plant is planning to fire 39 employees as early as January 2nd of 2020, according to a notice sent to employees that Valley News Live obtained. The notice does say those numbers may change. There will also be a temporary layoff from December 23rd of this year to January 20th of next year, according to the company. That action will impact all departments unless employees are notified by their supervisor. Police and fire agencies in Burleigh and Morton counties have saved 58 people with Narcan since they received the opioid reversal drug. Officials say it's had an 86% success rate. Now deputies want to train others to be prepared to respond to an overdose situation.
If you're out in a public space and you happen to come upon someone that's experiencing an overdose, you would be able to appropriately respond, knowing what to do in that type of situation.
Officials say there will be another community training on December 11th. With the increasing number of mental health and suicidal calls across the region, one police department in Minnesota is using a new tool to help ease tense situations. Sugar, the department's community support canine, is a certified therapy dog with a unique mission. Bill Hudson has more on this story.
This is the vision many have of police canines. They're all business, nothing to mess with.
Good girl.
Now, meet Sugar, a 5-year-old yellow lab whose job isn't to apprehend, but to mend.
There's something about Sugar that she's always been quiet. She's always had a quiet demeanor. She's very calming, even in stressful situations.
Sugar was a New York guide dog before coming to Can Do Canines. Now, Holly Schultz and her certified therapy dog will use her soothing demeanor to de-escalate tense situations.
I notice that when people are suffering from anxiety or anything like that, they're drawn to her and they start petting her, and before you know it, their anxiety starts declining.
Holly's idea was to establish a community support canine program with the Anoka County Sheriff's Office.
Just the uniform presence creates anxiety.
Commander Paul Lensmeyer calls it a perfect union. They'll use Sugar to ease anxiety and tension, from those affected by tragedy to someone dealing with a mental health crisis.
If we're able to bring Sugar into those situations and calm those down, those thought processes down, those negative thought processes, we're hoping that we're going to be able to instill a little seed of hope into that individual.
Hope and comfort when it's needed most from a dog whose disposition is as soft as her coat.
Officials say Sugar will be on call and respond to incidents as needed. They hope the program inspires others in law enforcement programs to do the same. A Minnesota woman is suing a school district after she claims they discriminated against her transgender son. The woman says the Buffalo Community Middle School repeatedly isolated her son from his classmates. The lawsuit says the student wanted to use the boys' restrooms and locker rooms, but he was required to use a different single-stall bathroom. The student was 11 years old when he transitioned in 2015. The school denies any wrongdoing. And then there were three. Today, the University of North Dakota announced its finalists for the position of president. They are Andrew Armacost, Lori Stenberg-Nichols, and David Rozowski. These finalists will be interviewed by the State Board of Higher Education on December 3rd. The next president is expected to be announced that same day. We have more information on these finalists on our website, valleynewslive.com. A new form of transportation is reducing the number of absent students at an elementary school in Rochester, Minnesota. It's called the Walking School Bus, and it's exactly what it sounds like. School faculty did some digging and found out some kids were missing school due to a lack of transportation, even more so for those in the walking zone who don't qualify for busing. The community schools facilitator says the school has seen benefits from the program.
One of the barriers is finding a safe route to walking to school, and so our walking school bus is implemented to try to help reduce the barrier of the safety, providing them with a cohort of students to walk with, a consistent adult every day, and building those relationships has been really something that's, I think, made a huge difference for our students.
Anderson says the school has seen a huge reduction in chronic absence by 20% since implementing this new program. 2 astronauts are working on battery power off the International Space Station to make the second in a series of complex spacewalks. Expedition 61 Commander Luca Parmitano of the European Space Agency and NASA flight engineer Drew Morgan are working to replace a cooling system on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer AMS, a cosmic ray detector. The AMS, in operation since 2011, looks for evidence of dark matter and antimatter. This spacewalk is one of the most complex of its kind because the cosmic ray detector is so sensitive it was never designed to be fixed. Be sure to wake up early on Sunday and catch Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren. This week, the show features an interview with House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer and Senator Marsha Blackburn. Greta and her guests will be discussing several topics. Full Court Press airs at 6:30 Sunday morning on KVLY. Don't forget to join us for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show tomorrow at 1. We'll take you right up to kickoff at 2 on the KVLY and KFYR.